Hi, Tim here from World of Sleuths. And I'm here today with, should I call it book suggestions or recommendations? A lot of these I haven't read yet that I'm going to show you. The other day I pulled out all my books that I could figure that would fit into these categories that are more mysteries. These are mysteries and thrillers I'll be showing you. But I'm trying to keep away from like the spy or espionage thrillers and like the some of these political thrillers or techno thrillers, because they're not as much on the mystery side. But this will take. I have had so many that it would have taken several hours to do. This one will still take a while to do, but I cut it down to 5 books or each of the prompts. So with that said, let me start showing you the books. The first prompt is single. That's for books with like the word single in the title or a single word title. I don't have any with single in the title, but I do have several books with one word titles. First up is Reflex by Dick Francis. Like I said, several of these I haven't read. Quite a few of these like this one I haven't. I've read another book by him that I liked. Next one is Guilt by Jonathan Kellerman. Scavenger by David Morrell. I have not read this book yet, but I've read other books by him and I really like them. Like he wrote like the Rambo books. Duplicity by Newt Gingrich. This is a real good book. I really liked this book when I read it. I had given it 5 stars. And the last one I have for single is Cockroaches by Joe Nesbo. I know he's a Norwegian author. He writes I know I'm slaughtering the names on here because I am a quarter Norwegian, but I don't know any of the language. So, but this is the second book in the Harry Hole series, which that's named Cockroaches. So that's all of them for single. Next up, let me get this stack over here. Next up is number. Okay, it could have the word number in it or the regular number in the title or the number spelled out in it. This first one I'm going to show you can qualify for other prompts. Like this is by Mary Higgins Clark, Two Little Girls in Blue. Of course, this would also count for or could be used for the color prompt. Okay, James Patterson, For Blind Mice. This is a good book. It's from the Alex Cross series, which I really like. Okay, next one is by Trevanian. I haven't read this book. I read the book, The Egger Ascension, which he wrote, which is real good. And the name of this one is Incident at 20 Mile. So that could also fall into place. Okay, there's one that has a number in it. Michael Connolly, 9 Dragons. This is in the Harry Bosch series. And the last that I have for number is this one, Vince Flynn, The Third Option. Because 3 is a third is a meaning that or it's meaning number 3 pretty much. Okay, now getting the books now for the person category. Okay, the person I have here also counts for, would count for number. This is the first daughter. It's by Art Van Newspotter. See, he's the guy that continued on the Bourne series, the Jason Bourne series after Robert Ludlum died. And so that's why you see so many Bourne movies. But this one, the first daughter, could mean like also mean like the president's daughter, or could mean the president's daughter or a person's first daughter. And speaking of Bourne and Robert Ludlum, the Bourne Ultimatum. Okay, here's one with a person's name in it, full name. It's The State versus Eleanor Norton. So Eleanor Norton is a person. Okay, here's one that a lot of people like, and doesn't have a name in it, but it has stuff to identify the specific person. The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo by Stieg Larsson. This is the first book in the Millennial series, or Millennium. I can't remember how it is. And the last one, this one is definitely a person for books. Alex Crosser. This is one of the books in the Cross series. I haven't made it to this one yet. I've done like 14 or 15 of the albums in it already, something like that. Okay, and that was the last one for person. Now for place. Okay, this first one, it's a city in the U.S., of course. A lot of people know it and don't want to go there. It's but I'm from a neighboring state. I don't live close. My home state is next to it, I should say. But I lived a ways away from this place, and I now live in Illinois. You can see the book is The Road to Omaha. Of course, Omaha is a city, so that counts for place. There's one with place in the title by Ken Paulette. A Place Called Freedom. Okay, this identifies a place. Robert Cray's Voodoo River. This one is, so I have two Michael Connelly ones in here. The Burning Room, which pretty much specifies a certain room. And this one is Echo Park. So a park is a place in this one. And that's it for the place one. For the place prompt. Next one is the weather prompt. Okay, the first one is for a season. This is in the Lucas Davenport series. This is Winter Prey by John Sanford. And I think that would count for weather, since that's always full of bad weather. Next one is one that would count for two different ones. It's third degree. I counted it as weather, since degree is like for temperature also, and of course it would count for the number one to the prompt. This one has two things in it that relate to weather. The Dark Wind by Tony Hellman. It's in the Lee Pern and G series. Okay, here's one that could count for 3 different prompts. White out for 10 fillet. It has white in it, or it's all one word. So white out would count for single. White would count for color, and white out. Oh, I've driven in plenty of those, and it's not fun. And the last one for weather I have is something else I see, but at the opposite time of year than a lot of those. This is heat lightning. When it's real hot out, I've seen heat lightning just in the distance from so, and that's also 2 different words for with weather: heat and lightning. And that's it for the weather ones. Now for the color prompt. First one I have here is by Nelson DeMille, The Gold Coast. And this is one where I've read her first book anyway in the series. This is by Patricia Cornwell, Black Notice. I read the first book in the series, which is Postmortem, and but this is, so black is the color in this one. And here's one that definitely qualifies. Roses Are Red, by James Patterson. Of course, this is another book in the Alex Cross series. And here's one you could say it has 2 colors in it. By Joseph Wambaugh, The Golden Orange. And the last one I have in for this one is by one of my favorite authors. It's David Baldacci, which is True Blue. I'm not sure which series this is in, but I've been working on reading some of this series too. Okay, so that was it for color. Now for time. First one I'll do another David Baldacci book, A Split Second. I know I've read the series with this, and it's real good. So, but for a second it counts. Okay. Can also have the word time in it. The Time to Kill by John Grisham. This is a real good book too. This is the first novel he wrote. And so, or another one with time in by Tony Hellerman, A Thief of Time. This is another one in the Lee Pornenstein series. How about another David Baldacci? Zero Day. It's pretty much specifying a specific day there, or a specific time, you could say. And last one I have for time is by Jack Reacher, or that by Lee Child and Jack Reacher series. It's 61 Hours. And now we're down to the last prompt, which is the space. First one I have here is, keep getting them in the wrong hand. Moonlight Becomes You. Notice the moon. That's Mary Higgins Clark. Here's another one by Patricia Cornwell. Southern Cross. Remember it. It's used for like a constellation or something, where it's used for helping with navigation. like on boats and stuff. Next up is Jupiter's Bones by Faye Killerman. Okay, here's something that's termed out to you guys, or we used to always see when they'd show off the rocket launches live on TV, by Iris Johansson, Countdown. And also space can cover not only the talk about the stars and stuff. It could be like living spaces and stuff. Well, this one could count as place, and it could also be counted as place, but I'm counting it for space. It's Fort County by John Grisham, because this is a full county. It's the county that the Time to Kill takes place in, and that's okay. It's a space of the size of the county. Well, that's all I have for you for suggestions or recommendations. Like I said, I haven't read many of these. I've started some of these series, and I just need to get reading more in them. So until next time, take it easy and keep on reading.